Braxton. Oh. Test. Test. Oh God. Maybe it's not even turned on. That could be an issue. That'd be funny.
What if that's not charged? Where the batteries dead?
Test. Testing two, testing two.
And we are back now in the second half. I hope we get some viewership. I hope you guys like it. And subscribe to the channel. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. But back we finally are as Ty Quintos to kick off. And it is away on the ground. Going to be picked up. And DJ Cerisier going to get a solid gain there. Upper Dublin starts at the 34-yard line.
Again, we are deeply sorry for all of the technical difficulties that we have had today. We are hoping that we can stay with you for the rest of this one as we start the second half. Upper Dublin on top. They scored a field goal. Well, okay, so it was Souderton who scored a touchdown in the last 5 minutes of the first half, with left about a minute and a half on the clock for Upper Dublin to drive down to about the 10 and kick a field goal. And now they get the ball to start the second half here, up 3. So that's what you missed while we were in technical difficulty.
You also missed an incredible catch, unable to describe it almost, by Griffin Pensby.
Absolutely
where he
true.
wedged the ball off a tip to his knee and caught it.
Well, Nafis McIntyre, so what Upper Dublin is probably going to do here is they're going to run the football. That's kind of how they got down there, although they did show a good ability to pass the football on that drive where they did get the field goal before the half. But at this point, they are leading. This is the second time here at home they've been leading at halftime. They were leading against Pensbury at halftime, and it looks like Upper Dublin is on the way to a W if they can keep the ball on the ground, pick up first downs, do what they were able to do against Pensbury, and get a win in front of this ruckus home crowd that has been. There's been some interesting calls, certainly both sides. The crowds have been interesting on those calls, but we're going to see how if that affects anything. Just again, updating you on everything you've missed, as that is to Griffin Pensby once again. Upper Dublin on the move here, third down.
Yeah, so it's going to be a third down and short, and Pensby has really stepped up today at wide receiver. We had Ryan Mulroy in that role last week. Pensby now taking it over, and he has been incredibly effective. He's been solid with his hands, and he showed out during the preseason. He showed out during summer training camp, and he's finally getting his opportunity to show it now.
Yeah, and senior day here, Upper Dublin, we've already talked about the crowd. A lot of these seniors, are going to see a lot of them on the football field. Noah Lee in particular has had a pretty nice day, and Colin O'Sullivan rushes out of the pocket, throws that one away. It'll be 4th down and 5, and Upper Dublin will punt with Owen Carl. CJ?
Yeah, good pressure there by number 58 for Souderton. That is Luke Pollock. You want to hear an insane stat about Luke Pollock?
Sure.
The outside linebacker, Luke Pollock, through 7 games, has 87 tackles.
87, is that what you said, or 57?
87.
Wow.
Through 7 games.
You don't even see that in the NFL. You don't. That's like an Alabama stat.
With 2 tackles for a loss and 1.5 sacks, it's going to be a good punt by Carl. Almost muffed it. Still falling backwards. Not calling the play dead. Now they are.
Upper Dublin here, they are starting to get that life that they were kind of missing in the first half, even though they had the lead going into halftime. It was certainly sloppy for them, I would say myself. Upper Dublin trying to get back into that groove and do Upper Dublin things, running the football, playing strong defense, and getting out of here with a W.
Logan Trim, another Upper Dublin player out today, which is probably another reason you're seeing this uptick with Griffin Pensby. And you said that it would be Noah Lee, and he's had a very successful game catching the touchdown. But I think we've really seen a lot of those reps go to Griffin Pensby, and he's done a good job with it.
We really have. He's really shown his spot on the depth chart, improving that he deserves the snaps he's gotten today. We're going to see what Souderton's ability to throw the football, what they can really do here now down behind in the second half.
Souderton, they're going to go in the Army split back look, and it's going to be a carry to Porter. He gets brought down after around a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, the stadium goes silent here. Very interesting after that kind of 3-yard gain. But Upper Dublin they're playing that run defense that we've been talking about for them. They're strong in the middle of this defense. They really are. They've been able to stop a lot of the Souderton running game. We're going to see what this Souderton quarterback can really do today. Is he going to be able to lead the charge here and get a touchdown on this drive, get the lead back to the Indians?
With our quarterback, Nate Hageman, he's been solid so far this year. 591 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. But this is a offense that runs through the running game as the lefty Hageman gets it off and just overthrown. Chris Colbrenner on the coverage. He got blasted there on the throw.
I mean, that's so unfortunate because the quarterback actually makes a beautiful throw. I don't know why the receiver holds up as soon as he knows the ball's coming to him. He turns his head around and he stops moving his feet for a split second, and that's why it's overthrown. If he had just stayed running, that's probably a first down, maybe more, for Souderton. If you're a fan of the Indians, very close to being disaster for the Cardinals.
So third down to go. It's around a 3rd and 7 here as Hageman going to get the snap. The lefty has Butler attacking him. It's a screen to Porter. Good play call as Souderton. They're going to get a good amount of yardage and the first down. Now, they lost a lot of depth at running back. They lost their top 2 running backs from last season where they beat Upper Dublin at Souderton 28-14. Actually, my first game that I commentated.
Really?
And yes, I did the 4th quarter of that game. They have lost a lot of that running back depth, their number 1 and number 2 running backs, but we've seen Braden Porter and Elijah Goods really pick up the slack and been very effective this year.
Yeah, and this Souderton football team has played a very similar year to Upper Dublin. They both lost to North Bend. They both beat Harry S. Truman in a blowout by 40 points. They're very similar football teams when you look at how they run the football, how they use the passing game, and then their just overall defensive structure. This has been a very interesting game. 2 evenly matched football game teams on a highly emotional day here at Cardinal Stadium. I know it's not the first game back since Hurricane Ida, but it's certainly you can feel the emotion from all the devastation the hurricane caused in the first senior day and first homecoming week that Upper Dublin has had since 2019, also with the virus. So a lot on everyone's mind here today at Cardinal Stadium.
2nd down and 5 to go. Single back. It's Porter in the backfield. They're going to give it to Goods on the end around carry. He's going to get what he can and get a first down. He does.
Yeah, and Souderton has ran the football well today. They have been able to make that. That's how they got the touchdown. I do want to talk about that touchdown drive for the Indians really quick. What they really did there is they ran the football and then they aired the ball out deep, and they got Upper Dublin on a lot of close pass interference calls. Where they haven't really aired the ball out here. We've talked about a lot of these fans were not happy with some of those pass interference calls. I personally thought they weren't too egregious, but it is what it is. That is how Souderton scored. So that is their formula to beat this Upper Dublin offense. So we're going to see if they're able to get back to that here.
Split backs in the backfield. Hageman under center. It's going to be a carry to Porter, who gets wrapped up by Upper Dublin. On the play there was number 7 senior captain Tristan Cairns.
Yeah, and they were just in there. They blew that up. They saw that they've been running the football really effectively on this drive, and they have absolutely none of it there. Upper Dublin's defensive line has really showed out here today. They're part of the reason. We've already talked about how outside of the one drive, Upper Dublin's defense has been really strong today.
7:40 left here in the 3rd quarter. 2 backs. It's 2nd down and 12. Staying tight. Man in motion. It's going to be a pitch as Upper Dublin trying to seal the edge, stop him from getting out there, and it's a okay run there by senior Sean McGoldrick.
So we've already seen Souderton try the pitch play earlier in this game, and it was muffed and blown up for the most part because the quarterback wasn't really looking at the running back when he made the pitch. I'm not a huge fan of the pitch play, but at least the quarterback turns his full shoulders around and pitches the ball and looks the ball into his running back's hand there, and that's why it goes for positive yardage here. This is a really big 3rd down, though, if you're a fan of either of these teams. This is going to really change the complexion of this football game.
3rd down and 8. Might try to just run it here, gain a few yards, set up 4th down. No, they're going to pass it. Hageman throws into coverage and broken up.
Great defense. None of the corners are fooled by the levels that are created by the routes there. You see, it's not really a peak play. There's more one receiver coming in the drag and then one receiver going towards the pylon. Not the pylon, I should say, the marker, really to create those levels. And Upper Dublin stays in position, doesn't let that become a problem, and they're able to get a big 3rd down stop. And now it looks like Souderton's going to go for it right in that no man's land. Too long for a field goal, too short for a punt.
Zachariah Holman with us today. What are you thinking on this 4th down here, Zach?
I'm thinking that Souderton is probably going to run the ball. We could see another pitch or some sort of small pass, but I doubt they're going to air it out here with how they've been going so far.
It's a pass. Hageman looking, protection breaking down. He just throws it up, and it is incomplete.
Well, in my defense, that was not a very good pass. It was a very risky ball to throw, and that easily could have been picked off by the Upper Dublin Cardinals.
Absolutely not. 4th down here, and it looks like Upper Dublin is here, and there is a Cardinal down on the field.
We're going to take a quick break here as there's a Cardinal down. We'll be back in a bit. So we're back now, as it was Chris Colbrenner who was down on the field, able to walk off the field. He is nursing a previous leg injury coming into this game, also a finger injury. Able to walk now on his own on the sidelines, as he will be evaluated by our own Mrs. B. As it is now a first down for the Upper Dublin offense.
And we're very happy Chris Colburn able to get up on his own power. You always like to see it when a player gets up on his own power, regardless of what team. But now it's going to be Upper Dublin really running the football here, as we see them do right there. And we're going to see if they're able to pick up first downs and be effective in getting home via the run game.
So that's going to be a short gain. Actually, they're going to call it no gain, 2nd and 10. Going into the huddle now, we got the play call. So here we go on 2nd down. I'm expecting a pass here. Maybe we're seeing soft coverage. Expect to throw, maybe roll O'Sullivan out to the right a bit here and see a throw maybe down the field. They are going to throw it to the right. It's not down the field, but it is going to be a solid little play-action slant there. That was hit to number 15, Dan Johnson, on the reception there, as he's also been a guy, hasn't had as much time on the field as some of the other offensive guys, but with the time he's had, he's been very good. He's just a real solid receiver. Doesn't drop the ball, always runs clean, tight routes. And he's just been effective, and he's a really, really solid slot guy for Upper Dublin to have.
Yeah, Upper Dublin is a real deeper team than you think here. Colin O'Sullivan rolls out. Griffin Penseby, okay, that was good coverage.
And they're going to call it a clean play there.
I thought it was clean.
It was clean. The reason that it looked a little murky, we'll say, is because the throw was a little underthrown, which caused him to go back.
No, I thought the hit actually came on right on time.
No, it was a very nice play defensively. No complaints here for me. That was a clean play by Souderton.
That was a good call on 3rd down and 4 for them to understand where the sticks were and get it out to there. But now we're going to see Owen Carl with a punt. Field position game may become a factor here if you're a fan of the Indians. How long is it going to take for you to even get into field goal range based on where you start with the football?
Upper Dublin going to let it bounce, still going forward. And, hey, that's going to look nice on the stat books. Puts him inside the 20-yard line.
Oh, you love Owen Carl, don't you?
I love him on the field. He's a great player, great punter, great kicker, very efficient. As the Upper Dublin defense going to come out. The Souderton offense that hasn't done anything since really the end of the first half, where they had one nice drive, but other than that, really not much. They had a good drive to begin the game in their second possession, but that ended up being stopped on a 4th and short. Haven't been able to work it through the air. They've had to rely on the ground game, but with time not being on their side, still enough time, but they are down in the second half. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, as they're going to come out in the Army, in the gun. I see 2 guys back there and automatically go with the Army split back. That's what I think. Hageman, he's looking, he's running, and he's going to go for around 6 yards there. Smart play there by Hageman to just take what he can get.
Takes an absolute popping there by the linebacker there. Hageman able to stake in there and get those tough yards. But you talked about how Souderton's offense really wasn't able to score after that those miscues that Upper Dublin had in the first quarter, and they're currently biting them in the butt right now because they could be winning this football game. Really went nicely, but Souderton is losing, and we're going to see if they can start to have a balanced approach, throwing the football really well and getting into the range here and scoring some points here, tie this game, maybe take the lead.
Well, 2nd down, it's going to be a screen pass out to Elijah Goods, as he is brought down after a solid game.
Yeah, and they're getting the ball out to the outside, and why is that important? Well, Upper Dublin has absolutely crushed them in the middle of the field on the offense, on the defensive side, or as far as Souderton's offense is concerned. Will they get the ball out to the outside when those defensive ends are really crashing into where those tackles are, and they're able to get a nice pickup?
And there is 12 men on the field there for Upper Dublin, so a free play there, as that is obviously going to be a flag. A legal amount of guys on the field, 12 guys, and just mental mistakes that you cannot have.
Yeah, and we thought they were kind of over those mental mistakes after the first quarter, but apparently not here. I was surprised that Souderton didn't go for a cheap touchdown there. There was nothing they could lose after that start to the 12 men on the field.
Well, when you're a quarterback, you're focused on the plate hand, same with the running backs, and especially at the high school level, there isn't much audibles, right, that you can really do, unless it's given to you directly from the coach. So you just run what you're told, do what you're supposed to do, and hey, say it breaks big, cool. If not, nothing to worry about, right?
And it's first down and 5 here, and we're going to see Upper Dublin's defense here. What do you think Upper Dublin's defense is going to do on this drive after having that kind of a mental mistake?
I see Upper Dublin's defense going with aggression. They're going to try to rush Hageman. He has not been great under pressure, and they're thinking they can try to plug up the middle of the field there with Kyrie Butler. Expect to see 6, 7 guys attack. The only issue you'd have to worry about is with Colbrenner out. He's been their best defensive guy in the secondary along with DJ Cerisier, right? Colbrenner, he's had a lot of interceptions, 4 picks so far this year, so it will be interesting to see what Upper Dublin does with that. Will they play a little more conservative without Colbrenner, or will they still stick with their philosophy and attack?
Well, we have an injury down on the field. The run to the short side is always interesting. Injury here on the field. I think we're going to take a quick timeout as it seems to be a leg injury. We'll be back after this.
We'll be right back. That was Tom Smith, one of the captains of this Upper Dublin team, who was down there, but he got back up with his own 2 feet under his own powers. It's going to be a run here to Porter, trying to find space. Upper Dublin, great stop there on the run game.
Well, back to the short side of the field. I'm not sure I fully understand that for Souderton. You really want to get the ball to the outside where there's space. You can create a big play. That's what you really need here, as the running game has starting to become stymied by this Upper Dublin front 7. And Souderton here probably has to throw the football here on 3rd and 3, because you already know Upper Dublin's run committing.
Upper Dublin sending the heat. It's going to be a screen to Elijah Goods, and he is open. Almost makes himself fall. Ooh, a big hit there.
Well, he made a tackler miss and got a few extra yards, but he clearly didn't know where he was on the football field. You know my cardinal rule. You don't know where you are on the football field, you got to get down, because you're going to get absolutely crushed, and he did there.
That was Quincy Pauling who just railed him there with the hit. Ball on the 49-yard line of UD. And that was a false start there on Elijah Goods. He went a little bit early, so move them back. They're now on their own side of the field, as it'll be a 1st and long.
And we talk about how those kind of things even up, right? Upper Dublin has 12 men, and then they have a false start, right? Those kind of things do even up throughout the course of a football game. Souderton on this drive has been able to, at some level, control the pace of play, though. They have gotten nice first downs. They've ran the football. As much as I disagree with their methods of running the football and how they've done that, they have been successful in keeping the ball and getting to about midfield here.
So 1st down and 15, Upper Dublin. They're going to try to hold them here to nothing as we go down to 2 minutes, 43 seconds left here in the 3rd. Going to get a change in play, change in formation, really, as, Souderton, a little bit of confusion there on offense. They're going to take a small timeout here. Braxton, we have Braxton Gans with us on camera. What do you think about this game so far for UD?
Lots of conservative offense today. Not going for many long balls, and when we do, not many completions. I think we just have to go for more long passes, and we'll be set.
Jake down looking at his phone, trying to check the college scores, as he is very prone to do during these day games. Anything special going on so far down there, Jake?
Well, if you really want the honest truth, Michigan State is struggling with Indiana right now, 7-3 in Bloomington, and it looks like Texas, after their emotional loss to Oklahoma, may come out and beat Oklahoma State this week. Those are the real 2 games that we're watching right now. Auburn and Arkansas also in a dogfight.
OSU undefeated this year, right?
LSU?
OSU.
Oh, OSU, yes. OSU is undefeated. I was about to say LSU certainly is not. This would be a big win for Texas, though, after their emotional loss.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about marquee college matchups. This is a marquee Pennsylvania high school matchup in division here. Both teams 3-1 in conference. Again, we're getting the little Tom Landry switch there, as classic football fans know. As it's just going to be a carry inside to Porter, who's brought down, of course, want to look it up on YouTube. Former Dallas head coach Tom Landry, known for switching up his offensive lines.
This is
pretty
true.
much right before the play.
This is true. If you really want to talk about Tom Landry, that was stuff that he did even with the Giants back when he would win championships there, then did it for 30 years with the Cowboys. I know all these Eagles fans in attendance today probably don't love Tom Landry. I've brought a lot of championships to New York and Dallas, I'm sure.
We don't need to talk about that one. Hey, who got the last Super Bowl, though? That's all that matters. It's going to be a run now. And that is going to be stopped. So 3rd and medium. On the carry there was number 2, senior. On the carry there was number 2, senior for Souderton, as we're having a small tech issue here, but we will get you there in 1 second. It's a timeout taken by Souderton. Upper Dublin, they are up 10 to... they are up 10 to 7 here. Dublin's up 10-7 in the game with a minute 49 left in the 3rd quarter. So we're starting to get down to the home stretch of this game. This is a massive play here. You don't gain yards, you got to punt it back to Upper Dublin. They can pretty much just milk this game away almost.
Well, we haven't really talked about today the implications of this game as far as the playoff picture. The loser, it's going to be very hard for the loser to get into the playoffs with a conference loss here, as both of these teams do have one conference loss and then some losses in non-conference play. This would be a huge win for Upper Dublin and a huge loss for Upper Dublin, either way you cut it, and for Souderton as well. So we've talked about how emotional this game has been just because of all of the all the stuff that's going on around the school. But even on the football field, just getting to championships, getting to playoffs, this is a very important game.
Well, Upper Dublin is your undisputed reigning and defending league champion, as they did it in 5A last year, or was it 6A last year?
I believe it was 6A last year. I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. They were the champs. They were going to go to states, but that was not able to happen due to the pandemic last season.
And this place is going
It's
absolutely
4th and
crazy
1.
on 4th down.
Defense, they need a stand. They're showing pressure, but we're lined up at end. Man in motion for the Souderton Indians, and it's a stop! Upper Dublin, they're going to get off the field. Massive play there. That was number 5, Tawfiq Bartlett, with a huge tackle for the Cardinals.
Well, you finally saw who put in more work in the weight room on 4th and 1, when all the players are on the line of scrimmage, when everyone's where they need to be. You just see who put in more work in the weight room, and it was clear Upper Dublin was that. There was no real tactical stuff going on for Souderton. It was really a run, and Upper Dublin was the stronger team at the point of attack. And, hats off to Coach Stover, hats off to that defensive line that's really played unbelievably today. And Upper Dublin with a big play there. Get the ball back.
Sorry for the camera movement there. The bleachers were literally shaking here at UD. As they're trying to, I thought that was Butler for a second. No, that was Nafis McIntyre, who gets not much yardage. That play will probably take us into the 4th quarter unless they want to run another play. I don't know why they'd run another play.
No score here in the 3rd quarter.
Hey, it doesn't matter if we're winning, right? As we get down to 8 seconds left here in the 3rd, Upper Dublin just waiting till we get to the 4th quarter. We're going to take a break here at the quarter's end. Upper Dublin up 10-7 over the Souderton Indians. We'll be back for your 4th quarter on UD Media. back now in the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers on the bottom of your screen. O'Sullivan looking, and he's just going to dump it off here to McIntyre, get a few yards
Good
there.
work by McIntyre, stay in bounds.
And that's going to bring us to third down. Clock keeps on ticking.
We're inside 12 minutes here, CJ. Do you think McIntyre and Bartlett are going to be able to run this game home?
I think they can. Braxton, what do you think?
All right, so closing on the fourth quarter here, all they have to do is make defensive stops like we've been doing all game, and we're good.
Third down now for Upper Dublin. Oh, that was a jump on the defense. Or was it offense? No, we're going to call a false start. I thought it was a jump
It was
on
very
the defensive
close.
line, but that is going to make this a much harder third down. Instead of it being 3rd and 6, it's now 3rd and 11.
That's an absolute huge change here. We talk about that, penalties, and it's coming back, it looks like, to hurt Upper Dublin here in the fourth quarter.
Trust me, as an Eagles fan, I know a little bit about penalties. Third and 11, essentially guaranteeing a pass here, trying to keep the ball, keep possession in the gun. 3-step drop. O'Sullivan rolling out to his left, and that ball is going to be tipped by the Souderton defender and incomplete. 4th down.
Well, Souderton does have at least one more lease on life with that play. They're going to get the ball back, down 3 in the fourth quarter. We're going to see what this running back is really made of here at the end of this one. Or should I say running back? I should say quarterback. We're going to see what he's really made of here and what he can do. It's going to be a long field because we know where Owen Carl is punting from. You know we can really punt that ball. So this could be a long field for Souderton, the defining drive of this football game.
Souderton's had the opportunities. They're going to get another one as this is a booming punt. It's going to fall into the end zone. But wow, that was a massive punt. You can see how big of a difference the wind has played. Punting to the left side of your screen, it has not been good. Punting to the right side of your screen, the ball is flying off the punter's legs.
Absolutely, and Souderton's going to have a true 80-yard drive here. The real question here is this is going to be your game. How many points do the Souderton Indians score on this drive? 0, 3, or 7?
I think it's going to be.
I
don't see more than 3. I think it'll be 0. I think Upper Dublin is going to make another
Zachary,
stop.
how many points do the Souderton Indians score on this drive? 0, 3, or 7?
I'm thinking 0.
All right, I'm going to say 3. I shouldn't really be thinking about what's going to happen, but this is the defining drive.
That's a good start for those who picked 0. Nothing really there as this has been a defensive slugfest today.
Absolutely. Maybe it looks like my 3 pick isn't so smart after all this. But, yeah, I was thinking maybe they would throw the football a little bit and show a little bit of urgency, but no, a run right up the middle.
I mean, you still got over 10 minutes left here in the game. Again, not in the quarter, in the game. So you still have time. So it's
true.
It's not really big of an issue, and you have 2 timeouts. So you can still make it running the ball here, but if they stop you here...
Well, Upper Dublin's just been run committing, so
Yeah,
I just think that's the thing.
If they stop you here, then yeah, you have to throw it next drive as it's going to be carry there and set up a 3rd down.
And we talk about the importance of 2nd down. I'm pretty sure I talk about it pretty much every game. 2nd and 10, big differences you and I know between 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 5, right, CJ?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, as you say, your marquee statement, 2nd down is the most important down of any of them.
It is, because it sets up what 3rd down is going to look like. 3rd and 4 is just so important, 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4, they can run the football, they can throw the football, they can be a draw, and the whole playbook is open. When it's 3rd and 10, you have to throw.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. Under center is going to be Hageman. Something we didn't see the Eagles do all game. Going under center.
Is this true?
Hageman's looking, firing, and it is going to be brought in with one hand. 1st down.
Led his receiver
Souderton.
to the right location. He really was on the same page with him. He knew where that ball was and where the defense was. Got to give props to Hageman there for that kind of a play. The short.
They're actually calling it short. 4th down again, and yes, it is true. The Eagles did not line up under center one time
That's
on Thursday.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Huge play. 4th down. 4th down and 1.
Camera is shaking. Fans are going wild. 4th down and short to go. Hageman, watch for the sneak here. he is going to sneak it, and he gets the first down. Souderton going to continue with this drive.
Backbreakers for sure, but Souderton, they've moved the ball well. You got to give them credit for that kind of a play here. 8:49 left in the game. The clock is not moving. No real explanation. Okay, now it is. No explanation.
You gotta wait till the ball gets placed. Yeah.
I was thinking. I thought high school followed the NFL rules on that regard.
Nah, high school and college is a lot more similar than it is high school and the NFL when it comes to the rules. As split back formation, no wide receivers in the play. It's going to be a carry. Porter. He is pinballing off defenders, still going, and he's out of bounds. Smart by him. Bartlett going to push him out there. Good carry there by Souderton's lead back.
And Bartlett really is a two-way player. He's emerged as the RB2 on this football team, and he's a really good defensive lineman. He could really do it all from that defensive line position. They're moving the chains, it seems, here. Yeah, I mean, Souderton, they're running the football. They're not throwing the ball unless they absolutely have to, which is sometimes a problem, but they're getting away with it here for sure.
That's exactly right. Bartlett's he's been just such a key player for this Upper Dublin team, and he's out again. He's going to be lined up at linebacker. You're going to see it in the gun here. Hageman, 8:23 left. It's going to be carried to Elijah Good. He's going to get a crease, and he's going to get a good carry. His offensive player is going to try to pull him forward, and actually does for the first down. Good's average is 8.2 yards a carry coming into this game.
Good for him for just seeing the hole and taking it. Like, as soon as he saw there was a little bit of a hole, he absolutely cut right up the field, north-south kind of a runner. None of that east-west with him. And Souderton is now moving the football with a chance to take the lead here in the latter stages of this football game.
They are moving the ball and moving it well. They're in the single back formation. 2 wide receivers in, 1 man in motion. It's going to be a carry to Porter, and he is going to get a few yards there. Bartlett going to help with the tackle, and he really attacks the ball. He's like a mouse attacking cheese, right? Going for the football.
Sure, we'll go with that. Just adds to the great list of quotes CJ's made on the air.
So now, 2nd down and 6. They're going to have 2 running backs, 1 offset. And it's going to be a run. Porter again. He's gashing this D. Upper Dublin might need to take a timeout here and just
absolutely. They got to regroup a little bit here because the defense they're in is clearly not working at all. They've been absolutely starting to get gashed, and they've been stopping the run well in this game.
Getting gashed and thrashed here defensively, and this is not the time to have it happen with now around 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
And it's going to be Souderton here.
Souderton with the football here. Under 7 minutes to go. Goods in motion. They essentially just have 3 running backs here on the play with 1 wide receiver, and they're giving it to Porter again. Kyrie Butler going to make the tackle there. As now it is going to be a 2nd down and 6.
And he's a hell of a runner, what Souderton's able to do here.
There's a man down on the field. I believe it is Kyrie Butler. So we're going to take a quick timeout. Hey, maybe that's the timeout that Upper Dublin needs. So Upper Dublin, they have a stop there on the clock, a little bit of a timeout. Chris Colbrenner warming up back on the field, back on the sideline, maybe trying to get back onto the field here as he's sprinting it out a bit. It's a big play though. 2nd down and 7 to go. Stop here could put him in a bad position for 3rd down. More motion here by Souderton. Hageman under center. He's going to snap it and give it off to Porter, who gets next to nothing. There is going to be a flag. If it's a hold, it could be massive.
Yeah, and we talk about the importance of second down. It wasn't a huge pickup, I don't believe, but yeah, a hold would be absolutely huge here. Set up a very hard second down.
It is a hold on Souderton, so it's going to be 2nd and long.
A huge change of complexion. It looks like my 3-point prediction might be coming up all true here.
Well, moving back like that is going to hurt it a lot.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was where they've been running the ball well. We're gonna see if they abandon the run on this play or if they just throw the ball deeper. They try and have some kind of screen or some kind of way to get their running backs involved.
2nd down now. It's 2nd down and 17 here. Upper Dublin makes a play here, makes a stop. It'll put them in a bad 3rd down. They might even have to punt on 4th. Expect a pass here by Hageman. I doubt they'll run it 2nd and 17. They do. It's a draw play. Good call. Gains a lot of yards, but they are technically in a worse position than they were
Gutsy call.
Before the hold.
Absolutely gutsy call. He knows that his heart and soul of this
Stick
team
with
is...
your guns.
He does. It's his heart and soul of this football team, and he knows it's perfect time for the draw, and he just executes it perfectly.
It makes no sense for a gunslinger to shoot a bow and arrow. Why would a running offense pass it there?
Okay. He's just on a roll with these.
Third down, Hageman gonna pass it. That is a errant pass, nowhere near Elijah Goods, which is who we wanted. So 4th and 14. What is the call here?
I don't know.
It
might be too long for a field goal.
And it's too short for a punt. You might as well go for
5
it.
minutes. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, I feel like a go for it is in order here.
Especially with the wind in your face too. That makes it even harder to kick it or punt it.
Absolutely, and it looks like that offense is staying on the field.
Fourth down. Expect the crowd to get loud. Hyams Ellis on the sideline hyping them up. Here we go. Hageman looking, throwing. It is dropped by Goods.
And that might have been Souderton's playoff hopes that just went through his fingers, no?
I mean, yeah, that was a little mean, though, wasn't it?
I'm trying to help y'all here, trying to really show the importance of that kind of a play.
Well, what matters is Upper Dublin, they have the ball. It is going to be on their 32-yard line. 2 timeouts here for Souderton, so game is definitely not over with 5 minutes, 10 seconds left, and it being only a 3-point game. So stay in your seats, folks. This one is not over yet. Upper Dublin, all they need is a few first downs, though, and they can essentially just melt this game away.
Absolutely. This game there's still time. They still need about 2 or 3 probably field goals here. Or not field goals, first downs, I mean. This game isn't over, but Upper Dublin is feeling really good about their position.
McIntyre going to get the carry there and gain a bit of yards. 2nd down and around 7 here.
Yeah, and Upper Dublin is just going to run the football. There's no reason to do anything else here in this position.
O'Sullivan, he gets the call, relays it to his guys on offense. Here we go, breaking the huddle and going to the ball, going to the snap here. It's going to be a pistol strong formation. Of course, McIntyre behind him in the pistol. And then we're going to have Bartlett right next to him. It's actually going to be a play action. And it's a catch.
And that's an absolutely huge play for Upper Dublin. The crowd's into it now, CJ. How many more first downs do you think they'll need here with about 4:23 left in this one?
Well, that's a play by Tristan Cairns. It's a first down. He did go out of bounds. Now, I'm not going to complain when it's a first down and you go out of bounds.
You do what you have to do to get the first down.
Exactly. So, first down, Upper Dublin still probably need 2 first downs. And there are going to be timeouts, but great play there. I mean, toe tapping by Tristan Cairns. Usually a defender on the team, showing he has some good hands there at tight end.
Upper Dublin's getting really close to getting home with that kind of a play here, and they should get back to the running game, and they do with McIntyre.
Nafis McIntyre going to keep fighting and gets 4 yards. You know what? In middle school, Tristan Cairns was actually the quarterback for Sandy Run.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that one. Might have been my first year based on his age.
Well, He was, and I mean, he's now a great defensive end here, captain of the team, and he's playing tight end this week.
He's just a
with
football
Logan
player, let's be
He
honest.
is a football player. He is a great athlete. As we're going to see play call here, Boa coming off the field, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
Probably a run to McIntyre.
More than
Bartlett's
likely.
being called back. Apparently not. He's taking himself off, it seems.
We're getting a bit of confusion. Upper Dublin, though, they get out of the huddle. They get ready for the snap now. Just taking as much time as they can to get onto the field.
Are there only 10 players on the field for Upper Dublin?
Yeah, there were 10 players on the field there. So Upper Dublin definitely had to take a timeout.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was very messy there, as we'll take a timeout too. 10 players on the field. Wow. Back here now on 2nd down and 8. We do have 10 players on the field, which is good. Michael Wright in motion. They're going to give it to McIntyre, who breaks through the first wave but gets brought down by the linebacker, number 58. And that's now on. He's got to have 90 tackles now on the year.
And the clock is still moving, though, although his tackles numbers are probably ridiculous. We are about 3 minutes away here. Clock stops.
Luke Pollock there with the tackle. I mean,
Clock
he's just
stops. Do we have a timeout?
tackle machine. And yeah, it must be a timeout taken by Souderton, I guess. No reason for UD to call a timeout. So, probably second timeout of the game now, or second timeout of the half for Souderton. They'll have one remaining with 3:17. 3rd down and 8. Don't blame them for taking it here. As we'll be right back. Here on third down and 8. It's probably the biggest play of the game now for Upper Dublin offensively. It's going to be a play action. Looking, O'Sullivan firing, and there's the dagger.
That's a big play.
The dagger.
Colin O'Sullivan puts that ball on the money.
The nail in the coffin. The game. The set. The match.
Bringing out some tennis terms for me. I am from New York, so I do like that stuff. But wow, there's a player down for Souderton, but that is a huge play.
We hope the player is okay. It does somewhat work out for Souderton due to the fact that it's not within 2 minutes, so it is a free timeout. Granted, the
Sure.
Dublin player did go out of bounds, so it kind of rescinds the whole point of my comment there.
That is true.
I think we're just going to take a break.
Yeah, let's.
on his own 2 feet, which is very good to see. 3:16 left in the game. Upper Dublin first and 10 on the 37 of the Souderton Indians side of the field.
Have we ever talked about the Souderton Indians nickname yet today, have we?
You know, Jake, I don't think it's really important to bring up.
I mean, baseball season's coming to a close. There is the Cleveland Indians, who
Cleveland
are now
Guardians.
the Cleveland Guardians.
The
Exactly.
Cleveland Guardians.
That's my point exactly.
And the Washington football team.
That is true.
Look, it's high school football. Let's just focus on the game, okay?
That's true. That's true.
Upper Dublin going in their coveted formation.
It's
Their
back, ladies and
favorite
gentlemen.
plays of all time. The one, the only T formation is out.
Oh, they absolutely love it. What were you calling it for a time before you realized?
That was a flexbone style or a wishbone style
that's when the
formation.
running backs. The
Yeah,
running,
I know. I know it's a T formation now. It's a carry to Bartlett that gets stopped. The game isn't necessarily over. It says 2 minutes 35 seconds, so I don't know why 30 seconds went off the clock there. It was at like 3:15.
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, now we have Upper Dublin Cardinal down. This game is getting clunky fast.
So, right on cue, we're going to take another break. A lot of dead air so far in this fourth. Here in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes 34 seconds left, 2nd and 9 after the clock stopped there on the injury. So Souderton, they are still looking to make a stop here. Game's not necessarily over. They have one timeout, 2:34 left. Sorry, not 39. Upper Dublin, they do need a first down here. You get a stop here on 2nd down. Upper Dublin, would you consider, if you get a stop here on 2nd down on the run, would you consider calling a timeout and essentially making Upper Dublin throw on 3rd down, hope for an incompletion?
I mean, I guess, but I'm not sure. I mean, you have to take a timeout eventually. You do have one of them, so you're going to have to do it eventually. Upper Dublin should run the football here and force Souderton's hand to make that kind of a decision. What Upper Dublin does at that point is up to them.
It's going to be a pitch out to McIntyre.
That's
so
close.
It's decision time here for Souderton. Do they wait or do they take
They're
the
waiting.
timeout here?
Clock is moving, ladies and gents. 10-7 here at Cardinal Stadium. Clock moving.
Time to get the food out of the oven and put it in the slow cooker as you just got to wait and wait and wait.
CJ, you're gold.
Third down now. Clock down to 3 seconds. Snap here. It's going to be pitched out to McIntyre. And did he get it? I do not know.
No, they're going to call
I
him
think they're
short.
marking him short. McIntyre is short, and you got to call a timeout now if you're Souderton. The clock is still going. Jake, they're not calling a timeout.
Wait, where's the there should be a Souderton timeout at this moment.
Oh, it's Well, thank you to fans just ahead of us. The scoreboard is wrong. Souderton used all 3 of their timeouts, so they have to keep the clock running. My fault there. And, I guess Upper Dublin's fault with the scoreboard malfunction. So, they get a stop here. The clock does stop as... Is Upper Dublin going to run a play? Or are they just going to let it go?
They're waiting to
They're
call
going to call
timeout.
a timeout. Okay, so Upper Dublin, what are they going to do here on 4th down? Wind is at their back, but I can't see them not going for it. I love Owen Carl, but there's no way he's picking up a 50-yard field goal. I'm sorry. So Upper Dublin, 4th down.
You don't think they could go for it and take the dagger in, put it in?
4th down and 6. You go for it here. Yeah, you go for it if you're Upper Dublin. No reason not to.
Where are they? Marked exactly at the 30. It would be a 47-ish yard field goal.
4th down and 6. A kick from here would be around 47, 48 yards. So there's no way they're kicking it. They're not punting it. So I'd go for it because you think even if you don't get it, they got to drive 70 yards under a minute with no timeouts.
I don't think 4th and 6 is accurate.
I believe it is shorter than 4th and 6, but that's what it said on the scoreboard. Big play here. Upper Dublin going to get electric. Our camera's going to start shaking. Here we go. Jake, you want to get this call?
Sure, why not? O'Sullivan takes it himself. 1st down. Going to be close. Pushed back at the end. They're going to give him forward progress.
We're going to wait. I believe they're marking him short.
Souderton football.
Souderton will get the ball, and they have a chance. Folks, they get a field goal. We could be in for some free football.
That would be absolutely lovely here at Cardinal Stadium, but I want to talk about this. There has not been a point scored since we returned to the break. Since we returned from the break.
Hey, of course, right when our camera dies and we can't show anything, that's when 10
when all the
points
scoring
put on
happens,
the board.
right? Of course.
Yeah, of course. And we're getting a timeout Upper Dublin. So no timeouts left for either side.
44 seconds here.
49 seconds left here on the clock. We'll take a quick break. Folks, grab your popcorn. This one's going to be interesting.